Hello and welcome to leafreport.com. Today we're with a very interesting company called fourfive CBD, and you might well recognise the guys sitting next to me, especially if you happen to like rugby. Hello, this is George Kruis and Dom.
Hello, how's it going?
Hello there.
So tell me a little bit about you guys first. Who are you?
We're professional rugby players. We're both at Saracens Rugby Club. Dom's just retired, and yeah, we play rugby. Been playing rugby for now, myself 10 years, and Dom around 14, 15 years. So,
cool.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, obviously, you're not playing rugby today, are you? We're here for a very different reason. So, can you just tell us what is fourfive CBD?
Yeah, so fourfive CBD is obviously our brand of cannabis oils. We sort of got into the business through trying the products ourselves. Being professional athletes, we decided we need to make a product that was, as safe as possible for us to take. So we've come a long way, and we've ended up where we are at the minute with our own brand and our own oils and balms and capsules, and it's a really exciting place to be in.
So let's just take it back right to the beginning. What is the connection then between CBD and athletes like yourselves?
I think as an athlete, you're always looking to for the marginal gains, so those small bits which you can try and improve. And for us, it's a lot about recovery. It's about being as healthy as possible and trying to present your body to a place where you can then go and play very well. So yeah, it started off through marginal gains and trying to be the best we could be. And in January 2018, WADA, our governing body for banned substances, allowed CBD on its own to be taken by athletes, and I think that's what kind of spurred us on to experimenting and then making a business out of it.
So, I mean, you're all in on CBD, so you must see some amazing benefits to it. What kind of benefits? Does it help with recovery or healing or anti-inflammatory? What kind of things does it do for you?
I think the first thing we noticed was probably the quality of sleep that we were getting. I think it's very, very tied into sleep and recovery. So it's the first thing a lot of people notice when taking CBD.
So sleep, I mean, it's helping you fall asleep, or it's giving you a better quality of sleep?
Probably the quality of sleep. I've never really struggled falling asleep, to be honest, but definitely the quality of sleep in terms of having a deeper sleep and not waking up during the night.
And what about painkillers then? I mean, can CBDs replace the need for painkillers?
For us, it's obviously it's a touchy subject. We're owners of a brand, but then also have experienced benefits from CBD. So obviously we can't make too many medical claims around it being owners of a brand, but I think there's definitely a movement in sport in general, to find more natural alternatives than painkillers. And I believe CBD and going forward, maybe medical cannabis could be things that definitely help along the way.
But what about the THC in the products? Is that going to be a problem in testing as an athlete?
Yeah, so we have two ranges. Obviously, our products are geared towards active people in general. So, yoga people right through to cyclists to rugby players. So we have two ranges. Obviously, our full spectrum range that includes traces of THC, and then we've got another range which is tested by BSCG, which is a banned substance control group. That tests for over 400 banned substances or so. So that was a range that we take, and we'll be expanding that range into more products. But essentially, we look to cover both types of customers, I guess.
So, I mean, that's a massive thing, isn't it? Being able to offer athletes a product which can help them without obviously having THC in them. But what are the differences between the products with THC and without THC? Do they have different purposes?
Essentially, they're for the same people targeting the same things, that the same benefits. So I wouldn't say that they're too different, but I guess the customer itself. So whether they're a tested athlete or tested within their workplace, compared to your everyday people who maybe don't have that situation.
And are you saying that this is something people should use every day, or should they use it for specific incidents, like when they want to sleep better or when they've got an injury or something?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're very different, myself and George, as to how we take it. So I would take it a lot like someone would take vitamins in the morning. So I will have our oil morning and night, just to keep it in my system all day. Whereas George is slightly different. He'll take it just when he feels like he needs to sleep well and recover. Yeah, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the main thing we see it as, and kind of encourage people to see it as, is like any other supplement. It is classified as a supplement, but we like to treat it as one as well, and kind of as a balanced, healthy diet, healthy approach to life, to take it on a daily supplement.
So, I mean, you've gone from obviously taking it as athletes to manufacturing it and like offering it as a product. That's a pretty big leap. Is that just because you really, really believe in it, or how did that happen?
It's I think because there was the belief in it, and we knew that maybe a couple people initially were looking at it in each club and throughout the Premiership. And to kind of have those people umming and ahhing about it, we just thought there was probably an opportunity there to create a product that people can rely on.
Okay.
I think that, like George touched on it there, the belief in the product, as we've seen the results, I think definitely makes it a lot easier and gives us sort of that enthusiasm moving forward into business, and especially looking at the industry in North America and how it's gone there. Everyone always says that the UK and Europe are sort of a few years behind, so we've seen it over there how successful CBD has been in North America, so we felt like it was a great opportunity and a great time to do it.
So what about the actual plants themselves? Do you grow them, or where do you source them?
So all our hemp, our raw hemp, is sourced from Europe, Slovenia, Slovakia, Croatia, and the Netherlands. When we first started the business, we knew we needed a good supply chain, which is absolutely key, and great raw product. So it took us months and months going out, meeting different manufacturers, different suppliers, before we were really comfortable locking in our supply chain and having the like I said, the correct raw product, but making sure there was enough of it sort of to be scalable.
Now, we're here in a place just outside of London called St Albans, and I know that you offer your products to the UK, but what about the rest of the world? Are there any plans for expansion?
Yeah, for sure. Look, we're currently UK and Ireland, but we do ship out to Europe, and so, but definitely Europe will be our next step. In terms of retail wise, but we've set up a franchise in South Africa as well, so we're slowly getting there.
And what about the products themselves? Can we take a look and maybe even try some, or am I going to fall asleep?
Absolutely. Well, pick what you want, I guess.
Well, so show me, what's your best-selling product?
Our best-selling, probably our core ranges. So your oils and your capsules and your balms are predominantly the ones which sell the most. Of that, probably the oils, our 500 and our 1,000 oils do well.
How do people know which one to take? Does somebody advise them, or is the information all on the website?
So there's plenty of information on our website, www.fourfive CBD.co.uk. But essentially, you'll have a decent enough amount of information on the packaging, and yeah, there's, like I said, there's plenty online to get your teeth stuck into.
Okay, cool. So this is CBD oil.
Yeah.
So you take 1 or 2 sprays under the tongue, say morning and night, basically.
Yeah.
It won't make you start falling asleep or anything, will it?
No, well, for me it puts you in a calmer state.
Okay.
And then that allows me to when I want to go to bed to fall asleep.
Okay.
But yeah, we tend to aim for between, depending on body size, and so we tend to aim for between 20 and 40, maybe 50 mgs a day. So that kind of gives you a rough guide of where you should be at.
Okay. Did you want to show us how the product?
Well, this is so our orange flavoured. So we have a natural and an orange flavour in 3 strengths. So 500, 1,000, and 2,000 milligrams. So I actually take, this is a product I take. So it's 1,000 milligram orange. So just take 4 squirts morning and night. You can try it if you want. Be honest.
Yeah.
It tastes really orangey. It's lovely. Really nice.
It's like we prepped you for that. Here's one I made earlier.
Yeah.
But another product we've got Recently is our I feel like a salesman here. Is our muscle rub. It's BSCG certified as well, so it's safe for athletes, and we're getting there. We're trying to expand our range, and this is our latest edition.
Cool. So what about the future then? What else is happening with you guys that we should know about?
Well, like George mentioned there, product development is something that we're really looking into massively at the minute. Research and development into a couple more balms and oils maybe, but then into products that will be certainly the first in Europe. So that's something we're really excited about.
And so what about you then, George? How does the future look like for you?
Personally, myself, I'm still involved in professional rugby, so day to day I'll be doing that. Like I said, Dom's retired and as now full time in the office. But I think we want to, as a company, we want to start bridging the gap between CBD use for sportsmen and the possibility. I know it might sound ridiculous now, but the possibility of athletes being able to use medical cannabis for different treatments. So obviously, as a tested athlete, I've been tested 9 or 10 times this year myself. So it's a touchy one, and it's probably a controversial one. But I think as the stigma drops and more kind of emphasis goes into medical cannabis and CBD use as well, we want to position ourselves to be in that arena.
And so finally, how do you keep the products? How do you ensure the cleanliness and the purity of the products?
Well, first of all, like I said, we met with many different growers, suppliers, manufacturers before we even started. The key thing for us was traceability from seed to shelf. All our products are fully traceable. And then off the back of that, we test at different stages of the manufacturing process. We test as a raw, we test in the middle of the process, and the finished product. And the finished product we actually test 3 times with third-party labs, different third-party labs, just to ensure that the certification that we get, it all matches up. And if something doesn't match up, then we'll take it off the shelves and we'll look at it again. So we make sure everything's clean, everything's GMP certified, and we really look to our certification to sort of help us bridge the gap between the product and the barriers for the consumers buying the product, because there's so much poor media out there at the minute around products not having what it says in there. So it's something that we've really worked hard to ensure.
And I guess the fact that you both take the product regularly yourself is really a stamp of approval for it.
Yeah, we like to think that. Like I said, we've been tested a fair few times this year, so it's a good marker, I guess.
And what about the legal status of CBD then? Is it legal to make it?
So I think at the moment, the FSA are producing guidelines. We believe that we'll hear around Christmas time. But there's definitely a movement towards compliance and restrictions, and I wouldn't say restrictions, but regulation as such. And as a company that's quite clear on trying to be as transparent as possible, we embrace that. We're fully up for that. As a youngish company, we just want it to be a fair kind of shot for all companies coming through. As long as they're compliant, then we don't want them to basically block smaller companies out by having large fees and large barriers to entry. So
does that worry you that some of the big boys, like even some of the, say, medical giants, might kind of take over, start making CBD, and I don't know, could that be a problem?
Look, we're trying to think quite a big company, like a big company, and so we do embrace it. The fact that large big companies, medical companies are coming on board is brilliant, because we know it's good that they'll produce a load of research, and there'll be lots of a lot more movement in the market. Like I said, for us, we embrace it. We want the regulation to be fair for all, basically.
And what do you think of the future of CBD products then for athletes?
Look, I think as a stigma around CBD products and cannabis as a whole falls, then I think there's no reason why it can't be brought into athletes' everyday routines. There's it helped us so massively in our careers and in our recovery that we'd love to push it and be a part of that movement moving forward as well.
I love that. That's really inspirational. And what about the name fourfive CBD? Where does that come from?
It comes from our positions on the rugby field. So myself, we're both actually in a similar position, but we basically pack down next to each other in a scrum, and on the back of mine would be 4, on the back of Dom's would be 5. So it's a little twist on basically what we have come from and you know what we're coming into now.
We'll have to change it to 4 retired now.
4 retired, yeah.
Well, I told you these guys were special. So listen, thank you ever so much. Be sure to check out fourfive CBD. It's a great product, and I can tell you that having tested it myself. You can check out the review on our website, leafreport.com, and be sure to visit us again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.